Hello everybody, it's Precious Pioneer and welcome back to my YouTube channel, the channel where we talk about food and lifestyle. And today we're talking a little bit more on the lifestyle side. We're continuing the personal growth series that I started on my channel. If you're new, welcome. I have new videos every single week, so if you're interested, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. That really helps to support me in the creation of these videos. But without further ado, we're going to be talking about inner strength. But before we talk about what our unique individual inner strength is, we kind of have to learn to identify what inner strength is in the first place. And so inner strength is a deep, unstoppable belief in yourself that isn't moved by the actions of others, or it doesn't depend on the circumstances that are around you. Inner strength gives you the strength to overcome your toughest obstacles and adversities, and the power to bounce back from failures, because failures are a part of life, so it's good to get comfortable with it. But it's also the key difference that makes you go from good to great in relation to business or personal goals or certain things that you want to achieve. It helps you level up and figure out how to dig deep and figure out what that strength is to be able to pull it out in times that are necessary to help you accomplish those hurdles. But you're probably wondering, how do I get more of it? Well, it's definitely a wide spectrum and it varies from person to person. My inner strengths and what I need to get me going is definitely different from what you need and what gets you going. So it's definitely a large range of skills, behaviors, and attitudes that keep us adaptable in life or seen as internal resources that are to be discovered for personal growth. An example would be people who have a strong sense of inner strength are easy to forgive other people because they know that they can only control their own actions and they can't do anything about the situations that are around them. An example would be people with strong inner strength are quick to forgive others because they know that they can only control their own actions and happiness is not dependent on others around them. The power of positive thinking can change your entire mindset. Tony Robbins, a famous motivational speaker, broke down all kinds of different key attributes that you can take away to help develop your inner strength. There are 5 main categories. The first thing is adaptive emotional skills, and those sort of things include mindfulness, resilience, and empathy. The second thing is positive emotions. Those include things like love, self-compassion, and gratitude. The third is optimistic outlook, and that's going to include confidence, openness, and determination. The fourth is engaged manner, and that's going to include relaxed, humorous, and responsible. And the last category, the fifth, is warm personality, and those are going to be attributes such as generous, hardworking, and wise. Now, you may have been able to connect yourself to those attributes, whether you need a little bit more or a little bit less, depending on what you are going through and what you need to reach your goals. But how do we find it, or how do we identify? We've learned to identify some of these attributes, but now that we have them and we know what they are, how do we find it, obtain it, get more of it to have a more sustainable and better life? So I'm going to break that down for you in 9-ish steps. Number 1, using rituals that empower you. So it's very common, the classic morning routine, and the top entrepreneurs and business people rave about it, and there's a reason why. So when you have your intentions set for the day, whether that for your goals or your business or your job or whatever you're trying to better yourself on, setting your intentions for the day can kind of help you get you in the proper mindset to obtain those goals. So if you have a few minutes each day to write down your goals or your plan for the week, just setting that time aside will actually help you for the betterment of your day. So that's number 1, to create rituals that actually move you toward the direction that you're trying to go. If you need help with that, I do have a goal setting video. I'll leave it up here somewhere for you to check it out. Number 2 is knowing and understanding that your choices actually define your life. In life, you'll often face really tough decisions, but having inner strength will force you to face them head on, and it will only help to make you a lot stronger. Number 3 is to raise your standards. It seems pretty simple, but there's a famous quote that says, if you do what you always have done, you'll get what you always have gotten. So I think in that there's a lot of simplicity of just basically expect more of yourself and challenge yourself to be great. Number 4 is to figure out your purpose. Your inner strength is tied to your purpose. They kind of go hand in hand. And so if you don't know what your purpose is or your why yet, definitely take time to figure that out, because inner strength comes naturally. That's the first step. First is finding your purpose, and then your inner strength kind of backs it up and helps support you and help motivate you to get you to that point. But if you don't know the direction where you're going or your personal why, then you won't have the strength, enough inner strength to build up to help defend it and to help push through those certain adversities to follow your dreams in that case. Sometimes you'll even fail or lose motivation when those two don't align, so definitely take time to make sure that they're in sync. Number 5 is to choose your priorities. If your dreams are always on the back burner, it goes without saying that you could live without them and they are not your priority. And so picking your priority and putting your dreams and your aspirations forward, always on the front of your mind, it will help you naturally to build up the strength to always work towards it, to move towards it in that direction, and to continue following on the path that you want to go. But if you always push it to the side, then you always make a choice by not making it your priority, by pushing it off, and it will never get done because it's not in the forefront. So definitely choose your priorities wisely, and make sure that it's actually something that you want to be doing, because we all have a choice, whether spoken forward or not. So number 6 is to let go of the past. Sometimes we have so much weight down on our shoulders, and we are not an accumulation of our mistakes and our failures. We're so much more than that. Each of those moments that we go through, whether hardship, good or bad, helps define our character and our personality, and what we take away from those is actually what defines us in the long run. So you can take all of your past and just let it go, look at it for life lessons, whether that's mistakes, failures, and those past experiences don't define who you are. It's how you look back on it, take the good from the bad, and grow and evolve from that. So definitely just work on letting that go. I feel like sometimes we have so much weight and it's bringing us down, and so letting go of all of that can really help push us forward. Make it a point in your life to just think positively and to speak words of affirmation to yourself. It may seem so cheesy, but it's very effective. Like, we are an accumulation of our thoughts, and so make sure it's a positive thought. If we believe every single thing that we think, it could definitely leave a negative impact if all we think is negative thoughts. And so definitely try to purposely put in positive affirmations or positive things on yourself to help move yourself forward, whether that's words of encouragement of "you can do this," I feel strong today. All these different things can really help set the tone for your day and how you see yourself, and to unleash what you're actually capable of. Number 7 is to focus. I personally struggle with this. I kind of used to be a really big procrastinator. I'm working on it, so I don't think I identify with that anymore. But focus is definitely something that's really challenging. But if it's on the forefront of your mind and you can just focus on your goals, your dreams, or whatever it is that you just want to focus on, because there's a lot of distractions that we can definitely be doing. Like, I've definitely binge watched my fair share of Netflix episodes, but finding your focus can really, and putting all your energy towards that, can really help you to execute your goals a lot faster and more efficiently. I don't know if you have like a checklist thing, but every single time I finish something on that list, it helps me feel more accomplished, and so definitely helps boost my self-esteem that I can accomplish certain things. And so I think that focusing can really be a really beneficial thing for inner strength to help push you through those milestones that you want to hit, because honestly, the sky's the limit on what you can do and what you can accomplish. Number 8 is each mistake is a lesson, so take good notes. I definitely mentioned this a little bit before, but these lessons can be a valuable resource and tool to help build your inner strength. I think the only problem with mistakes and with failure is that if you don't learn from it. So definitely take good notes. If you catch yourself failing or making a mistake, just take note of it, so that way in the future you don't make the same ones over and over again, because they will consistently happen. They always say that like history repeats itself, but if you take notes and you learn from what you did in the past, it can only help you to move forward. And so it can be your greatest asset. Yeah, if you look at like the billionaires in the world, or some of the greatest business people, they have failed multiple times. Even like writers like J.K. Rowling, like she was a divorcee and homeless, but when she was writing Harry Potter, like everyone who aspired and has a strive to be great has definitely taken a couple steps back in their journey on their way to success. So you're no different, and it's definitely important to keep that in mind. If you're having trouble, look for a feeling or a reference to the attributes of what you need to make inner strength a little bit easier and more obtainable right now. So that could be things like self-care, motivation, enthusiasm, confidence, and wherever you're lacking, you can reference moments in your past and figure out why it is that you feel that way today, and how how much you've changed and grown since that moment. Quick example would be if, let's say, you feel like you're lacking self-confidence, like you can't accomplish your dreams because you're lacking that self-confidence and you feel a little bit down about yourself. Thinking about where that rooted from, where did that come from? It may be tied to, as a kid, you were teased, and so that references your self-confidence or in some way, shape, or form, and that hinders your confidence about your own identity. Looking back, you're not that person anymore. You've definitely grown and you've changed and you've evolved. And so taking that moment and putting a pinpoint on where that lesson was and who you want to be now, you're not defined by your past. And so taking those little notes and applying it to your present day self can just really help to push you forward in that regard as well. Next is some powerful quotes to help you stay motivated and to help inspire you, because inner growth can definitely be challenging. First one is, if you're saying you can't do something, why are you here? You've already made the decision in your mind that you can't do it. That one's by Michael Phelps. And the second one is, failure is a part of life. It's a part of building character and growing. Without failure, who would you be? Nick Foles. Building inner strength isn't always easy. It's definitely challenging. There's going to be moments where you have good days and bad days. It just comes with the territory. There's definitely going to be some curveballs, but finding your purpose is the first step. And then with that, you can accomplish anything. You just have to find your why, of like why you go to work, why you want to start that business, why you want to write that book, why you want to have a family, why you want to be in a relationship. I don't know. It can apply to anything that you want in your life. Just finding that why will go hand in hand with your inner confidence. It's gonna help. It'll be the driving force. But I hope this video really helped you guys. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below on some of the different attributes that you're working on. Me personally, I'm still working on self-discipline, because sometimes I lack a little bit of that, and motivation in some regards. Sometimes I can also be a little bit doubtful of my capabilities. I think that sometimes I let negative thoughts kind of like feed into itself, like, oh, I can't do that, or oh, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing in this regard, I'm not skilled in this sort of thing, and so that kind of weighs me down. I think one of the biggest things that helps me is that sometimes you just have to go out and do it and try, and whether that's 100%, 80%, just taking a small initial step forward will help you inch by inch, day by day. Because I think that over time, like, I'll look back and be like, oh, I've come so far, and originally I thought that I really couldn't do this, so I hope that tip really helps you. Like, sometimes if you feel like the mountain is too high or your dream is too far away, then taking one tiny inch step forward, you'll be 1 inch closer than you were the day before, and sometimes that's all the motivation you need just to see how far you've come. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.